What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys review number 23 in my 11th annual 31 Days of Horror. And today's film is another revisit. And that film is... What year did this even come out? It came out in the year 2006? Holy crap, it did not feel that old to me. But that film is Poultrygiest, Night of the Chicken Dead. And this, of course, is a trauma film with a title like that, directed by Lloyd Kaufman himself. And little background, not the biggest trauma fan. In fact, I didn't really like trauma for the longest time. I actually hated trauma. Did not get the love for it at all. It seemed like so many people, especially back when I first got on YouTube, was just like loving some trauma, and I was just like, that stuff sucks. I liked Full Moon more, and everybody's like, that stuff sucks. But yeah, as time went on, I've grown to appreciate trauma, and of course they released a lot of films that they didn't produce, like Mother's Day, which is really a great trauma flick. Christmas Evil, even back in the day. I think they even released Dario Argento's Stendhal Syndrome and butchered it. Love that film. But, the trauma stuff that trauma produced, stuff like The Toxic Avenger, Class of Nukem High, Tromeo and Juliet, Terror Firmer, I ended up liking that stuff over time. And one of the first trauma films that I saw that I liked is Poultrygiest, Night of the Chicken Dead. Probably around like 2009 or something I seen it. And so this movie is absolutely nuts. I'm going to read the back here. When a fast food chicken restaurant is built on the site of an ancient Native American burial ground, the displaced spirits unite with the ghosts of exterminated chickens and transform into Indian chicken zombies seeking revenge. Now it's up to dim-witted counterboy, his lesbian ex-girlfriend, and burqa-wearing fry cook to put an end to the foul-feathered menace once and for all. Dude, this movie's so ridiculous. But it's not just ridiculous. It's also extremely fun and gory. Now, the effects in this film look a little cheap. They don't look realistic, you know what I mean? But some of them actually look more realistic than you would expect. But there are just so many practical effects in this film, from like a guy like shitting his brains out on the toilet, this huge fat dude, to a head being cracked open and the scrambled egg brains are put on the griddle, and fried testicles, and what else do you have? You have like somebody going into a meat grinder, just literally someone's breast implants getting ripped out. The list goes on and on and on. There are so many great gag and gore effects in this film. It just makes it fun, it doesn't let up. It feels like it's going at a relentless pace. And when you don't have ridiculous, over-the-top gore moments, you have actually quite clever and hilarious social commentary and satire. This film actually has like a lot of fun satire, political satire and stuff like that on the fast food industry, as well as exploitation of Native Americans and even lesbian picketing groups and stuff like that. It doesn't really it's like aiming at everybody. It's just spraying everybody down. It's making fun of everything. You know what I mean? And that's pretty fun. And then you have the musical aspect. Like, this film, it has like many songs in it, and they're actually all pretty fun. Like, I think all of the songs are fun in this film. Well written, lyrics are good. It's all like fast food related and stuff like that. The characters are good. You have a lot of the characters are actually named after like fast food places. You you have Carl Jr. You have Wendy. You have Jose Bell. But you have all the most of them are named after fast food restaurants, which is just funny. And then you have this like Colonel Sanders type guy called the General, and the chicken place is like war themed or like army themed. It's like bunker chicken or something like that. It's and this film gets really gross too, like the chicken that they're eating with the pus on it and stuff like that. It's very nasty. There's so many puns and witty jokes in this film. If you've been curious on Trauma and you haven't really delved into it this much, I would say this is like as nuts as Trauma gets. So if this is fun, then you go back and check out like some of their other stuff that, I mean, a lot of Trauma stuff is really nuts, but this one I just feel like goes to a whole nother level of just crazy and batshit insane. And I just love, it's an incredibly easy watch too. And I just love like all of the songs and the I'm a zombie chicken from Tromaville, like that whole thing. Love that. This is like the film that made me like want to see more Trauma flicks. But in the title, Poultrygiest, Night of the Chicken Dad. I mean, come on, bro. And I get it. This stuff is not for everybody, and I know there's probably a lot of people, like my boy Dave really doesn't care too much about Trauma. He doesn't really like a lot of the flicks, which I get. And for the longest time, I was such a straight shooter when it came to horror. Like, I want serious horror, and I still prefer that over everything. But I've sort of broadened my horizons these past 11 years of reviewing movies and being on YouTube and podcasts and stuff like that. My tastes are ever changing, and this film is awesome, and I'll give Poultrygeist an 8 out of 10, dude. It's definitely an awesome flick. Love it. With that said, I'll see you guys next time with another review. Peace.